How's everybody doing out there, America? I'm Colton Harvey, and this is Talking Colt. Today, I want to talk about the problems in society and what's wrong with living in East Houston. Now, let's start off with the main thing, is the fact that I can't even walk from my house to the store without getting stopped by every Mata Salvaducha member, MS-13, El Salvadorian asking me where I'm from and where I live. And I reply by, none of your damn business, hand. You know, and I get confronted all the time, by different gang members trying to figure out why I'm wearing button-up Wranglers and shirt tucked in and a pearl snap walking down the road in the neighborhood with my hair parted, like I'm some kind of law or something. You know, hey, which fine and dandy. I ain't got no problem standing up for my own. You know, I got a little bit of spine, in my backbone. And, what the deal is, living on the east side, is there's no way to commute to and fro. You know, if you ain't got a car, you up shit creek without a paddle, because there ain't no bus system on this side of town. The only damn side of town you can't ride the bus. You know, you can ride the bus all up around Greens Point, Acres Home, South Park, all the wards. Even in Pasadena. But you can't ride the bus over here in the east side. Ain't no buses out here in Channelview, Cloverleaf, Sheldon, Humont Park. Ain't no buses out here. So there's nothing wrong with it. But, just simple things, man. I get approached and asked if I want to buy drugs and, all kind of stuff, and on top of that, if I leave my door unlocked on my house, sure as shit, when I come home, I'm gonna be robbed. Somebody done stole my shit. And I ain't got very much shit to steal, I ain't got no TV. I got a radio. I'll show it to you. It ain't a big radio, but, it's a radio, Here it is. This is my sounds, this is my tunes, this is how we rock out, this is our Garth Brooks and our George Strait and our Merle Haggard and our Hank Williams box right here. Now, I am a native Houstonian, but I spent a lot of time living out in Willis, Texas. And, running around out there in Grangerland, Cut and Shoot, New Caney, Splendora, East Montgomery County. I've always been an East Side boy. And, now I moved back here to the city, totally different. Yeah, you got your crime out there, but, for the most part, down here, it's totally different. Lord have mercy, it's different down here. And, like I say, it's dangerous, man. They'll steal everything you got, I'm surprised they didn't take my coffee pot last time I was there. I had to go down to the Walmart, get me a new heater. But like I say, it ain't cold anymore. I don't need the heater now. Hopefully won't get no more cold snaps. But other than that, problems on the east side. Gosh darn, man, them skaters, that's the problem on the east side. You don't talk about the problem on the east side. We got the mosquito infestation. Anybody knows anything about Houston, knows anything about Texas, knows anything about Texas Revolution, knows anything about Texas history, knows that the Battle of San Jacinto, where we defeated Santa Anna and won against the Mexicans, was fought right here on the east side. And it's a swamp. You understand? And they done drained all the swamp, done put all these drainage systems in and turned this into dry land where we can build houses and whatnot. But still don't take away from the fact that we living in a swamp. Alright? And them skaters are bad. I've been all over Texas. I ain't never lived somewhere where there's so many mosquitoes. They're so daggone big, they'll pick you up and fly off with you, You think you done got picked up by one of them big old pterodactyl bat things, from prehistoric days. Skaters are big. Man, and I'll be out here working in the yard and they just be swarming me. I mean, I'd spray myself down that deep woods off and get yourself feeling all greasy. I don't like that shit at all. You know, it's uncomfortable. You know, and then I get it all in my eyes and in my mouth, and it makes my mouth go numb, and then my snuff, I can't feel it in there no more, and I mean, you know, it ain't no good. Ain't nothing good about them mosquitoes. Another bad thing about the east side, besides the fact that there's no transportation and the crime is bad and, you know, the skaters are bad, is that the police and their response time. Their response time is horrible. My next door neighbor, you know, Adam, a diabetic Comer. He's an old man, old Hispanic man. Cool and fine, though, I like him. You know, and he's having problems. They called the ambulance. You know, it took that meat wagon an hour and a half to get there. An hour and a half, you hear? To get to my next door neighbor's house. And, I mean, that boy, he could have died. I mean, what if it been, you know, his sugar blood levels all messed up. And they called him out a couple of times, and, you know, during the week, that week, and everything. But still, I mean, you call 911, you got medical emergency. I mean, them cops supposed to come. I mean, and them ambulance says they're supposed to come, them fire trucks, they supposed to come. I mean, I say that they shouldn't be no more than 15 minutes getting there. And the sad part about it is the fire station is less than a quarter mile from my house. It's all the way down here at the end of the road. I mean, it's right down there on the corner. So you can't tell me that, oh, well, they had to travel a long damn distance. Now, I walk past there all the time. I got 4 or 5 ambulances parked out there, 4 or 5 fire trucks parked out there, a couple constable cars, a sheriff car parked out there all the damn time. Plenty of people over there. So you can't tell me, well, they was busy. I ain't buying that old bullshit. This feller could have loaded up in a car and drove across town, you know, jumped on 90, jumped on I-10, shot down, got on 610, cruised around, took 59, and got off at the medical center, you know, and went over to St. Luke's or somewhere, you know, real easy, in way less than an hour and a half. Promise you that, you know. God damn, ambulance for medical attention take an hour and a half to get there. I mean, that's horrible. Response time out here is horrible, you know. Another problem with the east side, besides all that, let me see. Well, I can't find no more problems with the east side. I talk about what's good about the east side. You know, I like the east side. I really do. It's really going to hell in the handbasket. It used to be a hell of a lot nicer than it was. But I'm 5 minutes from Lake Houston. You understand that? I am right down the road from Doosan Park. Alright? And I can go over there and sit on the pier and go fishing if I want to. You know? I can sit out there and I can do me some fishing. I can go walking in nature trails and, you know, I mean, not like I ain't got enough woods here at the house to go walking around in. You know, 3 damn acres of overgrown jungle. But I like being outside. I like doing fun stuff, and there's a lot of fun stuff to do in Houston. I like going to Battleship, Texas. I like going to the San Jacinto Monument. I like going to Houston Museum of Natural Science. I like going to the Art Museum. You know, I like doing fun things, you know, being out here in the world, being free. I love it. I mean, ain't nothing better than being free, being able to go and do stuff, and I like that. I like that a lot, you know. You know, everybody that ain't never had your freedom taken away, you don't know what it's like not to be free. But I'm going to tell you something. Go to museums. Go to them historical monuments. Go to them markers. Read them plaques. Find out about where you're from and what your heritage is, you know. Like this flag behind me, it's Tennessee battle flag. It's my heritage. It's about the Civil War. That's about freedom. It's about not letting the government take your rights away. It's about not just accepting unfair things that the government's forcing upon you. Like what's happening in today's society, you know. them boys in the Civil War, they was getting taxed unjustly on cotton. They was going to put a tariff on it, you know, because they were jealous that we was having free labor. And they was going to tax us because of it, you know. But, I mean, even if the Civil War wouldn't have happened, slavery would have been abolished because they come up with this invention called a tractor. And, I mean, it's a marvelous machine. They got Kubotas, they got Massey Fergusons, they got New Hollands, they got Fords, they got Mahindra, #1 selling tractor in America. I think it might be #1 in the world. I'm not sure. I'd have to check stats again. But you got John Deere's. I mean, it's on so with tractors. You know, tractors are good damn machines. I mean, wonderful machines. But they didn't have them back in. They had slavery. And the slaves, they, you know, they was treated all right. They had to pick cotton. That was their job. But they got room, board, and food, you know. And that's what I do. I clean and clear and do what I'm supposed to do. And I got room and board. You know, Grandma and Grandpa take care of me because I take care of them. That's how it works. And this flag represents not letting the government pick on you. And it represents freedom. And people can't say the Civil War was fought over slavery because 10 years after the Civil War, there's still slaves in the White House. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed the slaves in the Confederate States. 13 states. The ones that seceded from the Union. Because they said, hey, man, we're getting our freedoms taken away. But you got to think about this, you know. The government is not allowing the truth to be taught in school. Because you can't teach kids in school in the 3rd grade that the reason for the Civil War is because the government was being unfair and unjust and breaking the Constitution. And so people stood up for their rights. You can't teach that because then, you know, they're going to be like, well, hey, when y'all didn't do nothing about it, y'all beat them down and oppressed them and then, you know, still done it anyway and then took away their labor force? Huh. Now, why did he emancipate slaves? It didn't start at the beginning of the war. It started 3 years after the war started because they were getting their asses kicked and they had to figure out some kind of way to cripple the Confederate States of America. Now, how do you defeat a war machine? Good question. You take away its source of income. That's how you defeat a war machine. See, all the men are off at war in the North and the South. So, the women are working in the factories. Okay? And in the South, the men that are working the fields are still there because they're slaves and they weren't fighting with us. You know, they were working. So we're still making money. We exporting our cotton. We sending it down through Mexico and shipping it overseas to England. We getting money and we buying ammunition, guns, and tanks. And I mean, not tanks, but cannons, you know, and steam clads and iron, you know, all different kinds of war machine we was using. And, the North was losing. So they set out this big campaign about we're going to free the slaves, and then they won't be able to grow their cotton. They won't be able to sell their cotton. If they can't grow it, they can't sell it. If there's nobody there to till the fields, it's a lot of damn work to grow cotton. A lot of work, man. I give it up for them black people of America. You know, their ancestors worked their asses off, just like them white folks did back in the day. It was a lot of work to live back in, you know. And them white folks is out there picking cotton just like everybody else. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, and my great-great-grandparents is out there picking cotton. So you can't tell me that only black folk pick cotton. You know, a lot goes into that old Civil War talk and that slavery talk. That's for another subject, another time. I could talk for days on the Civil War. I could talk for days on, you know, the fact that the U.S. government's taking our rights away and pushing us around and oppressing us. You know, I could, but I'm not going to. This is talking about living on the east side. And I enjoy living on the east side. I think it's awesome. I just wanted to explain this flag to folks because some folk don't know what it means. And they're going to see me as narrow-minded. And they're going to see me as a bigot and a racist. And that's not what I am. You know, I am a Peckerwood and I do represent it to 100%. But I ain't hating nobody, man, because I don't have to. Lord Jesus Christ says, love thy neighbor as thyself. And that's who I represent. It's been Talking Colt. Thanks for tuning in.
Best of the free life is still yet to come. The good times ain't over